started.
Hey, all right. My name is Ultra David. I'm one of the commentators.
I'm Steve Brownback from NetherRealm.
That's right. So from the home of NRS, Chicago.
That's right.
And today's home, my hometown of Los Angeles.
Super, super excited here. We have 8 of the best Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat X players in the world competing in the first look at competitive Mortal Kombat 11.
So I was just talking very briefly with Scar about it. They have all had a chance to play at this point, but keep in mind, not for very long.
Oh, this is beyond. This is way earlier than Meta 1. This is like negative 99.
Yeah. Who can find sort of one thing in the last little bit of time that they've had to play?
Yeah, they've literally had about 45 minutes, so it's almost like you pick your favorite character and you just kind of go with it.
I kind of think that is what it is. So we're going to have Hayatei versus Honeybee.
2 of the best Canadian players in the world, both top 8 finalists in Injustice and MKX, actually.
And 2 of just the best in the world in general. Also, Tweety versus Dragon.
Which I'm extremely excited. Those are, I mean, Tweety is one of the most hyped players, and Dragon, he took a break from an Injustice 2 just as Tweety kind of ascended to a top player, so this is a very fresh match.
Yeah, I'm interested in how it's going to go stylistically, too. Then you also have Scar versus Gur.
Which is, I mean, they had an amazing match in the Injustice 2 Pro Finals. It came down to the wire, and they are both, again, contrasting play styles for sure.
Yeah, heartbreaker for Gur. Sonic Fox and Rewind as well. It's also a rematch.
That's a rematch of them playing every night online, as well as every tournament that's ever happened.
That is true. Yeah. So we're going to get a look at, hopefully a smattering of different characters. It's just up to the players which ones they want to pick, so we'll find out.
Yeah, I was in the back area watching them play, and they were all playing different kind of characters. Rewind was talking about playing as Raiden, but who really knows when you get out there, and Sonic's probably used all 7 already.
Yeah, I imagine so. All right, well, let's go back up to the stage and see what's going on.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, folks. Without further ado, let's introduce our first player from Montreal, representative Panda Global, Hayatei. It's a battle for Canada, my friends. So good to see you. How pumped are you for Mortal Kombat 11?
I'm really pumped to come here and try the game, experience what it's like to play it, and I'm having a great time, and that's what's up.
All right, man. Excited to see your gameplay. Go ahead and take a seat. Let's introduce your opponent, hailing from Toronto, Beast Coast, Honeybee. Welcome, my friend. What do you plan to bring to this game, being such a huge Mortal Kombat fan?
Well, in the last game, I was known for playing Devora a lot. Since she's not here right now, I'm going to use Baraka and chop, chop, chop to victory.
Chop, chop, chop it is. Go ahead and grab your seat. We're going to give you a sec to get ready on the button checks as they choose their character. These 2 professional players have been competing in the Mortal Kombat scene for quite some time. We're going to give them a second just to check out and log in and get ready for our first matchup. In the character selection screen right now, there is Baraka, who we saw earlier today, featured in that beautiful presentation from Ed Boon. And you can see the menu right now, all of the different options these pro players go through to make sure they lock in what they need to be their best. And it looks like they're both ready. We're waiting for Hayatei for his last button check here. Hayatei ready? Honeybee ready? Gentlemen, let's get this match started. To the commentators.
Here we go. I am super hyped. Scorpion is the exact character I predicted Hayatei would play.
Okay.
It makes perfect sense, because what do you think of Hayatei? Crazy showmanship and mobility.
Yeah, excellent footsies as well, and I've already seen some good tools from Scorpion in that.
Yeah, one of the big things about this game is most of the characters use weapons, and they definitely use them well. Like, Scorpion now uses his sword more than he ever has, and he has excellent range. He's kind of been reimagined as a mid-range combatant.
So let's talk a little bit about how the game differs from MKX. What are some things to look for right off the bat?
One of the big things to look out for is the new meter system. There's now 2 stamina bars. There's defensive and offensive. And offense is what you use to do amplify your moves. Defense is what you use to do wake-up attacks or wake-up rolls or our new breakaway mechanic. And we have our first crushing blow. That's another one of the new mechanics.
Okay.
There are certain moves, 5 or 6 per character, where they have different properties. For example, doing the move 3 times in a row, or countering a high attack, or punishing a move, and you will get that X-ray effect, and they do a ton of damage.
Oh man.
Eye-popping damage, mind-blowing damage. And they also can have properties like they can pop you up or restand you. They are significantly better versions of those moves when you get the crushing blow effect.
So that meter, just to be clear, it just comes back on a timer? It's
Correct.
not related to anything else?
There's no longer meter building by doing moves or taking chip damage. It's on a timer. You can almost think of it like a cooldown.
Okay.
And it is a very fast cooldown if you've only used one bar, so you definitely should feel welcome to use your amplified moves a lot, but if you have none right now, you can see he would not do this amplified teleport.
Right.
Oh, you can see Baraka jumping that back one. Very smart.
I started to read that teleport, I think, right there. But you can see, is that back one, I think you told me?
Yes, back one is the sword move.
Yeah, incredible button right there.
Yeah, it's a lot of the characters play their best at that kind of mid-range.
Oh, here we go, let's see. I gotta tell you guys, I don't know if you could hear that in the way that I could, but I have big old headphones on my ears right now, and each one of those little blood driplets I feel like was in my head.
Our audio department does an amazing job of making something gross, like 10 times gross.
It was
the
definitely
squishing
gross.
is so nasty.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about movement in this game. Seems like run is not there.
Run is completely gone. Instead, we really wanted to make walking one of the key things, a very kind of old school 2D fighter feel. You can actually dash, but the dashes don't really go that far, and they have a lot of recovery, so they're mostly used to, like, maybe when you hit a Sub-Zero freeze to get there quickly, or if you want to take the risk because they have a lot of recovery. Walking is really the name of the game, in my opinion. You can cancel a dash with a block or an attack if you want, reminiscent of MK9, but it's not nearly as effective as it was back then, where you would kind of dash block rapidly to get in. You really have to think to get in,
I see.
which then goes with what I'm saying about the normals having so much range. So the normals have a lot of range at mid-range, and everyone's using their weapons, but the walking is really strong, so you can kind of walk in and out of that range easier.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like already from about this range they can play footsies, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Baraka uses his blades with his back too, and
Yeah, that back two overhead is huge. Half screen.
Right. And one of the things we wanted to do is we definitely wanted to bring back the really exciting offense of MKX, but we've looked at the overheads and the lows, and they have a lot more risk-reward factor to them. Like, Baraka does have it's exactly what you said, it's like almost a half-screen overhead, but he's not going to get a combo.
Right.
Or Scorpion does have a low that can combo, but his overhead just splats you down.
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot rarer to see, like, the really, really deadly mix-ups.
So we just saw a little short hop out of Scorpion. What's going on there?
Well, short hop is a new mechanic where you tap up, and it will crush any low attack or a throw, and then every character has attacks they can do out of it. They can either do a punch or a kick, and they're universal overheads that will splat you. So, for example, if you predict that Baraka's going to try to throw you, you can do a short hop to actually go over the throw and then do a splat.
By the way, we're playing first to threes, just so everybody knows. So potentially one game left here for Honeybee.
And Honeybee's just been dominated by Scorpion. He really hasn't got much going on in the back one range, which is going to be one of the tough things.
We also saw a couple of times in there, hopefully we'll see it again. The wake-up system, very different.
The wake-up system is drastically different. So now you don't do special moves on the ground like you used to do. Now you either hit up 3 or up 2, and you get access to brand new universal wake-up moves that are like just for wake-up attacks. So the up 3 will be an advancing move that kind of goes across the screen. They'll not knock you down. They'll just do a little bit of damage. But they are invincible. You can't be hit out of them. Very, very strong.
Are they safe?
They are. It's going to depend on the character.
Okay.
They'll be safe.
There is some variation.
Then there's the up 2, which is an anti-air move, and that actually pops you up, but they're not invincible, but they'll beat jump attacks. So you kind of decide. And there you just see, his up 2.
Okay.
He didn't get a combo, but when he has got more than 45 minutes, he'll be sure to do a combo.
For sure, yeah. Again, this is all brand new to them.
Oh, yeah. And there you saw Scorpion's up 3, where he just kind of slit his throat and didn't get a pop-up or anything. So one wake-up attack is fully invincible and is really strong, and you don't get much reward. One attack is higher risk, but you get great reward. And there was the wake-up roll, which is you tap forward or back, and the flip stance button, and you get a fully invincible roll that goes forward or back. The only way to beat the invincible was the throw, and that is really, really strong.
It is throwable.
Yeah, yes, it's throwable. So you're not going to do any damage. It's not an attack, but you get out of dodge, and it's very, very good. and that's going to take 50% of your defensive stamina.
Okay, got it. It's looking pretty rough for Honeybee right here, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he really hasn't been able to get anything going, and Hayatei's also playing so fast, and so now we see him kind of slowing it down. Oh, and that crushing blow is going to do big damage. He goes for the overhead.
Block that time.
Oh, good blocking. You can see the overhead. It does splat you and it has really good range, but it's kind of slow.
Right.
If you're really looking for it, you can react to it. Oh, there, he did get the punish. Nice, and now he's going to get a pop-up.
So did he get that because that was a punish?
Exactly. There's a lot of crushing blows where the requirement is to do a punish, as you can only do the crushing blow once per game.
Got it.
So you see that 1-2-2 Baraka crushing blow, he got
Yes.
the pop-up, but that's the only time he'll ever be able to do that.
Okay.
So one of the big things in the meta in the game is deciding when you want to do your crushing blow and actually taking advantage of it. Honeybee looks utterly overwhelmed.
Yeah, well, that's basically how it went. So to be clear, each crushing blow can only be done once a game, right?
Yes, correct. While the character may have 5, he could do 5 in all one match, but he can only do one particular one time.
Got it, okay. All right, well, again, we're still figuring things out. Let's go back up to the stage to catch the next match.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, folks, let's get ready for our next matchup. Please welcome from Brooklyn, New York, from Dynamic Focus, Grr!